Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well. Please forgive the attire. It is 1 a.m. I slept early and I'm up and I wanted to react. Do you know what? I wanted to give myself a bit of time because normally what I'll do is do an instant match reaction with everyone and then record. And I wanted to give myself a bit of time to sort of take stock, take a look back, and is it as bad as I first envisaged, etc. I'm still pissed. I am still annoyed at the performance. I'm still annoyed at individual players on the pitch that are being so poor away from home. I think Farker got a lot wrong as well, but we still come away with a point. We have scored 6 goals in the 90th minute, plus the most in the championship. The subs are involved again. But yeah, I think the lineup was wrong, but I wouldn't have got the lineup right because I said we needed to start Solomon and Nonto and Pirot, but Nonto put in another stinker. I really want to have a conversation about Nonto because I keep seeing people saying he can play in the 10. He can't even play to a sufficient level a lot of the time in his preferred position. So what's giving people the notion that he'll do well in the 10? He lost possession like 9 times yesterday. Well, won none of his duels. I don't know. People tell me he's one of the best in the league. I don't get it. I honestly don't. Of course, the knives are out for Daniel again. And the away form needs to be solved, although it is only 2 losses in the last 8. We're picking up points. Today's a big point, really, in the pace of how the game went. I felt when we went 1-0 down, we weren't going to get back in it. And that in itself is an issue. For me, straight away to say, I've seen this move before. That's it, game done. We can't keep conceding first away from home because we're giving ourselves a mountain to climb against teams that are dogged, teams that are going to defend for their lives, going to throw everything at it. Preston, you have to give them credit today. They were all right. I thought it was the perfect game for us. They don't score a lot of goals. Get the first goal, we win. But again, we gift up opportunities away from home. I think what's frustrating is you see the performance against a very good Middlesbrough side, the best side to come to Elland Road, a team with attacking prowess, and then we go to Preston, a team that there's only 3 teams that have scored less than them, and they're all in the relegation zone. A team that had its first win since October. You can talk about them more, they're playing well at home and all that sort of stuff. Still should be beating them. I think it's frustrating for me because you give those that are chasing us chances to catch, and then obviously you're getting further behind Sheffield United, which isn't great. Not for the team that we have and the squad that we have. So Daniel has to do something away from home. What does that look like? It's mad. I feel like a massive flip-flop. I keep changing my mind after each game, but Joseph probably should start. But I do think the glazing is a little bit too much as well. The people were quick to throw the manager under the bus for the Bamford thing, and Bamford's miss is a shocker. Not 0.98 XG. But Joseph does nothing for that goal. It's just basically a carbon copy. The only difference is the defender's there to put it in the back of the net. If that defender's not there, it's exactly the same as Pat Bamford's chance. The only difference being at least Pat actually got it towards goal. Joseph missed it completely. So the glazing needs to stop. But I do think he should start. I don't know how we can be pretty abject away from home. I thought it was really poor. I know on the instant match reaction, it's live. You do maybe sit back and go, but even still after waiting a few hours, like 12 hours since, I'm still pissed because this month as well, it should be points for Leeds. The only difficult fixture, and I know it's the Championship, and I know there's no easy games, but the only difficult fixture for me was Middlesbrough, and we came through it with flying colours. It almost feels Leeds United, we need to have a little bit of jeopardy. We need to have decent opposition. So a lot of people are saying, oh, if we play like this against Preston, you watch when we got to go away to Burnley, we got to go away to Sheffield. I would argue we'd be better in them games. I feel we don't start well in these games away from home against perceived poorer opposition. What is that? It seems like it's a lack of desire. Is it almost like we're too good for this team, so we're going to roll them over? I'd have liked the managers to have maybe changed it sooner. You know, we can talk about the Hail Mary tactics and all that sort of stuff, but it won us the game. And it's clearly working because, as I've said, no team in the Championship has scored more goals from us on the 90th minute onwards. It's clearly working. The away form is poor. But is it enough to get us top two? It probably still is. That's the mad thing. You know, I see a lot of takes, and I'm worried about it, but I see a lot of takes saying, oh, destined for playoffs with this away form. I disagree, you know. We've only lost 2 in 8. I'm not forgiving it. I'm not giving excuses for it, people. Please hear me. It is terrible. See a lot of the comments. They don't listen. I've got people coming in the comments going, are you ready to criticise Bamford and Meslier yet? I thought you haven't watched me for 6 months, have you? You just literally come on when we lose to make a point that you made about a year ago. Abuse as well. That's not cool. Abuse as well. Not even just for me. Like, it's water off a duck's back. I can take it now. I've been doing this a while, but just giving shit to people for no reason. Football is about opinions. There'll be people watching this that disagree with me, agree with me. But you don't need to be throwing shit at them. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, the gap should be bigger. We should have beaten Preston. I don't actually think we deserved to. Like, I actually think this was one where we got away with one. You know, like people say about Swansea, oh, we got away with a win. I felt we were the better side in that game. This one, I don't know. It was just abject, disjointed. Can't make 5. You can't blame Farker for that, by the way. But he also needs to get into him, doesn't he? Because ultimately, it wasn't good enough. I mean, the goal, Strauch, poor, really poor. He's been beaten like that a few times. Make sure you get there. If you don't, bring him down. But and Rodon. What's Rodon doing? Can someone explain to me what Joe Rodon's doing? Because the worst thing is, Rodon checks about 4 times. He's running back. Check. He's there. Check. And then goes, we're good. What? No, we're not good. There's a guy coming in there. We're not good. Meslier, stinking. Again. Now, if this was an isolated issue, you could say, oh, yeah, near post. Oh, no. He got 2 hands to it. He costs us more than he saves us now at this point. And it's not even like average. It's worse than average. So even if we had a keeper that was slightly competent, we'd have more points on the board. 1 shot, 1 goal. That's not good enough. It's not. At every opposition we've come up against the last few weeks, their goalkeeper's better. Woodman's better than him. I bet get Woodman, swap. Dieng wasn't. I'll give you that one. You can keep Middlesbrough's keeper. But yeah, like, think about it. Next time we go up against an opposition, you go, it was all right, him. I didn't even rate the Blackburn keeper. Forget his name now. Pears. I was saying he was shaky as, but he made saves. As very rarely does. Genuinely, he doesn't. That's a worry. Again, this is where I was really annoyed with Farker. He started Pirro, didn't work, put him in the 10. Why? And all these people that tell me Joseph and Pirro up top, nope. All these people that tell me non-Twinton, nope. But Pirro in the 10 is a ghost. He's a ghost, Casper, and he ain't friendly. Like, he is a ghost. He was a ghost today in the 9, but then he just, I don't know, is translucent, which a ghost is, but you get me. I'm just looking for a different word to use. But yeah, he was poor. Stop putting him there because he can't play there. Every time we're making attacks, I'm going, where's the 10? Where is it? Oh, he's there. You know, there's Pirro just ambling about. At least Bamford and Joseph are getting into areas, but yeah. So that really... Look, Solomon came on. Good. And I've sampled a lot of content since the game. No mentions. No mentions. Got to start Ramazani, got to start this. Nothing for Solomon. He was good. He was the reason we scored the goal. And when he gets the ball and stands per defender, he very rarely gets tackled. So for me, Solomon starts next. But this is the thing. And I have to have a conversation with myself. We've got Oxford. We'll wipe the floor with them. Everything will be rosy. But then I worry about Stoke. You know, Solomon has to start. Joseph has to start. I don't like this thing of like, we need to try. People want to get Aronson out, hear it, understand it, but then want to put someone who's been playing worse than him, in my opinion, in Willing Onto in the 10. Give him a chance there. No, he's been shite. Aronson will play the 10 because we've got no other 10. James has to start because James is an absolute dancer. Best player in the team. What a turnaround from him. Love him. Yeah. There's loads to chew over. We'll get into it in final word. I can imagine there'll be, you know, and maybe I'm being too reactionary, but the game at Preston yesterday, just really poor. We should have beaten them. They're not a great side. You know, we get a last-minute winner normally, or last-minute equaliser. Normally that feels like a win. Still didn't feel like it for me. Piss poor. Piss poor. But we'll pick the bones out of it on the final word, so make sure you join us for it. If you've stayed this long, slap a like. Get your comments in, hit the notification bell and all that jazz, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.